Dobar dan. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm thrilled to be here today, and I would like by starting to thank the entire Rentlio team and Marco for inviting me to speak here in such an incredible event which has gathered so many industry experts. My goal today is to give you some new perspectives and also some inspiration to how you can boost your direct sales. Whether you are less experienced or very much experienced, I hope that there will be something here for everybody. My name is Elena. I'm the market director at the Hotels Network for the Mediterranean markets. And for those of you who do not know the Hotels Network, we are hospitality tech provider based in Barcelona in Spain, which specializes on direct revenue growth. We work with more than 20,000 hotels worldwide with the only scope to increase the direct sales. We are very happy that the reviews of those very clients of us have brought us for a second year in a row the award of the best direct solution worldwide by the Hotel Tech Report. And now I have a question for the audience. Sorry for my microphone. Okay, so I would like to know who of you, when booking your private trips, are booking directly on a hotel website? Okay, I can see there is potential. So today everything is about how we can drive more direct bookings. So let's have a look at some statistics. The worldwide conversion rate is at 2.2%, which means that 98 people out of 100 coming to your website will leave your website without making a booking. And 2 out of 3 people who have booked your hotel via an OTA, they had been previously on your hotel website, but they didn't book there. Shocking, isn't it? But it also represents a huge opportunity on how you can convince a user who is on your website that the best place to book is your direct channel. Let's have a look at the big opportunity here. So we said that 98 people out of 100 leave your website and only 2 of them book. Imagine if instead of 98 people, only 97 people would leave your website. This would mean for you a 50% increase in your direct revenue. Especially for those of you who are paying to get the traffic on your website. So if you are engaged in traffic acquisition activities, then you have to ensure that your website has a good conversion. Otherwise, you're burning money. So ensuring that you have a good conversion on your website will allow you to have less marketing spend while getting more direct bookings. So now I think everybody in this room agrees that it's more preferable to get direct bookings instead of OTA bookings or other kind of bookings. But let's have a look on the statistics, because direct bookings actually are a lot more profitable than we think. If we look at the cost factor, let's say, although direct bookings are not completely free, because we have to pay our tech staff, we pay for marketing, still the average cost for a direct booking is only 8%, while OTA bookings at least an average of 18%. And if we have a look also at the revenue perspective, people who book directly on your website will give you a bigger average booking value than OTA bookings, because people will book your ancillary services, your spa, your restaurant, your golf, your any other facilities you're having. So it's definitely worth investing in your direct sales. How should we do that? That's the question. So focus on people, learn what they want, and then just give it to them, show it to them. There are free benchmarking tools out there. Let me explain to you how this can help you. In order to be able to increase your direct sales, data is very important. So data is key. And data becomes even more valuable if you are not just looking at your own data, but you can have benchmarking insights to compare your hotel to the market and also to your competitors. So as I said, there are free benchmarking tools out there which will give you information that will analyze your direct channel, that will tell you where you are doing well, where you're doing less well, where you're losing revenue, what disparities you are facing, at which stage of the browsing you're losing the user and why, and what are the hotels around you doing. Do they have a better conversion or less, in order for you to understand how much you can grow. So maybe you will see all the areas where you are underperforming. Maybe you will spot that, for example, you're converting German users less well than your competitors. Or maybe you see that your mobile conversion is less than the market. So you could take those insights to then create a personalized campaign for the German market or a personalized campaign for the mobile users. So, as I said before, those benchmarking tools will give you a bunch of information about your traffic, your conversion, your bookings, your pickup, your future demand, your disparities, user profile, user behavior, and you can use all those information in order to take data-driven decisions. This is all about. Let me give you some examples. Here we see a hotel. So first of all, the first, let's say, the first line is the hotel we are looking at. And then I want you to focus on the proximity comp set. So this is the comp set of the hotels which are your competitors. Here we see, for example, a hotel which has 34% of all its searches are done via mobile. Okay? But then we see that it does not convert. And the market is converting better. So, first of all, let me explain why this fuss about mobile bookings. It's just another source of bookings. I don't care if somebody comes via mobile or via desktop. So the idea behind is, a mobile is a device you have always with you. You're waiting in line, you're waiting for the metro. So it's a normal thing that you will have a lot of views from the mobile. But when it comes to paying, a user wants to have time. He wants to go home. He wants to get his credit card. He doesn't want the rush. But if we allow them to do that, we are drifting away of getting the booking. Because if the user goes home, opens his desktop, has time, he will start searching for other hotels. He will start searching your hotel on the OTAs. So what we want to achieve ideally in this moment is giving a user a reason or a sense of urgency to complete the booking right now on the cell phone. So you could create a mobile exclusive offer. You could also put that it's time limited. You can put clock down. You can do various things to create this urgency, especially if you have a mobile strategy on the OTAs. I urge you to have one also for your direct channel, to not cannibalize your direct channel. Another example is that maybe you have a specific key market you want to push, or maybe you see that you are underperforming in a specific key market. Let's take again our friends, the Germans. So you see that you are converting less the Germans. So what you could do is making a campaign just for people who come from this IP address, Germany. You can greet them, you can tell them what other people from Germany love about your hotel. Or you can go a step further and just offering a discount, a unique perk, just for this specific market. Researchers have found that even by only recognizing a user without giving any discount, you may achieve a higher conversion because people feel more valued. Or maybe you will spot that you have a lower website conversion. This means less people go from the website to the booking engine to make a search. So what you could do here is showing a message right when the user comes to your booking, to your website. which summarizes the direct booking benefits. And ideally, those benefits are unique to your property. So ideally, not exactly the same thing a user can also get from the OTAs, because again, the idea is here to stand out from the OTAs and also from the competition. Or maybe you find out that your booking engine conversion is low in comparison to the market. So first of all, and I will get back to this later on, you should check if you have severe disparity issues. Because if you are always more expensive than the OTAs, this could really damage your booking engine conversion. But then what you also can do is personalizing launching hyper-personalized strategies in your booking engine to encourage the booking. Maybe you will have a look at your demand and explore that for some specific dates or around events, you're having a lot of demand. So what you could do is launching a promotion or a package for the specific dates where you see that there is already future demand or there is an event coming up in your hotel, in your area, I mean. Disparities, the thing I mentioned before. Have a look. Do you have a lot of disparities? And if you do, take action to decrease the number of bookings you are losing to the OTAs, which are creating a lot of disparities. Now you will ask me, how can you do that? Just a small parenthesis. I've worked for 7 years for an OTA. I know all the tricks. So a lot of hotels are asking me, how can I have a good direct booking share when OTAs are undercutting my rate all the time? And it's true, because disparities are not happening on, randomly. It's on purpose, because OTAs know that a lot of users, a big portion of users, are looking for the best price to make the booking. So technology is here again to help you. There are price comparison tools out there which you can implement on your booking engine and which will make a real-time comparison of your direct rate and the rate of the OTAs you want to be compared against. Okay? So the most advanced tools out there can give you fantastic solutions. There are tools which do the analysis in real time. And when there is a disparity detected, what it does in this very moment is offering a user a personalized discount based on his search and based on the disparity which is active in the very moment. Obviously, this always happens backed up with a strategy you put in place. Another idea is when there is a disparity, showing a unique perk. So you could have a set of perks, and depending on the level of disparity, you show to a user the perk which is powerful in order to nevertheless get the booking, even if there is a disparity and you don't want to cut out of your revenue. So there are solutions out there for disparities. But this is not the only thing you can do. What is very, very effective in increasing your conversion rates on your website is personalizing the user experience. So tailoring the content, but also the promotions to different segments, showing other things to first-time visitors versus returning visitors. Or as we saw before, tailoring personalized messages per market or maybe per travel party, families, business travelers, etc. Why should a business traveler see your honeymoon packages and vice versa? Instead, imagine that somebody makes a search for a family vacation and you display right there a message that summarizes the benefits for families in your property. And somebody makes a search for a single room and you change the content in business content and show him what is the benefits for solo travelers in your hotel. And somebody makes a search for a couple, so they make a search for a double room without children, and you show, I don't know, your romantic packages. So the idea is you show the right message to the right user at the right moment. You give them what they want, and this will increase your conversion. Or, as I said before, You can tailor messages per country. You can even tailor messages for people who are living around your hotel. So maybe for people who are coming from the same town, and you may assume they're not looking for accommodation, you launch a campaign for those people showcasing your restaurant, your spa, your ancillary services for external users. So let me go back because I want to emphasize on something. Personalization is nothing new in the e-commerce. Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, they are all using personalization very successfully. It's just the hospitality that jumps on this train always a little bit later. So instead, a hotel website is usually quite static, showing the same content, the same promotions to everybody who is coming on the website. But this doesn't have to be that way, because personalization is meanwhile available also for hotels. Again, the key message is showing the right content to the right user at the right moment. I would like to show you also an innovative way on how you can use data and technology to fine-tune your direct revenue strategy. So the latest advances in AI and in machine learning makes it possible to even predict how likely it is for a user to make a booking or not. The idea here is to get the maximum revenue of every single user who is coming to your website. Because if you are offering the same offer, the same promotion to all the users who are coming to your website, you are definitely leaving money on the table. There are different algorithms that can help you predict whether a user has a high intention to book or a low intention to book, whether they have a high spend or a low spend, whether they are flexible in dates or flexible in destination. Those algorithms will help you create a perfect direct channel strategy. Let me dive deeper a little bit in the first algorithm, intention. So by knowing if a user has a high intention to book or a low intention to book, you could roll out two different strategies. For users who have a low likeliness to book, low intention, they will leave your website. So you need to push them, you need to convince them. You could show them a promotion to encourage the booking. For example, secret sale, only today, book and get a 10% discount. But for users with a high intention, we do not want to offer any discount because we know it's very likely they will book. So here the goal is a different one. It's taking them away from the standard room and making them book your highest room categories. For example, here you tell them, treat yourself to something special, book today our suites and get a 10% discount in the spa or in the restaurant. In this way you can also cross-sell a little, which is also a great benefit. So what you can expect from technologies like this is first of a lot of things, but the things which stand out for me is increasing your average booking value, because the algorithm knows to whom they have to pitch in the right moment your most expensive room types, your most expensive packages, and those are the people of the high intent and of the high spend. And at the same time, it will help you reduce the cost of promotions because, again, not everybody who's coming to your website needs a discount. It's only the people of the low intent and of the low spend. So here we can see an example how you can improve your revenue strategy and getting more bookings without discounting, without unnecessarily discounting or devaluating your services. Just understanding what trigger each user needs to make a booking. Well, maybe enough with the theory. Let's go to the fun part and show you real examples, real case studies we have conducted with our clients in order to show you how leveraging technology will skyrocket your revenue. So the first case study is with the Pestana Hotel Group. It's the biggest group of Portugal. They have more than 100 hotels. And we took 3 of their hotels to see what would be the impact of putting tools on their website to do personalization, to combat disparities, etc., etc. So the first hotel is one hotel in Madeira. So what we did here is an A/B test, meaning we took all the users, we split them into 2 groups. The first group was showing all those tools on the website, and the second group was not be showing any tool. So they would see the normal website. The group A, which saw the tools in the same period, a period of 1 month, had an increased conversion by 91%. They received 57 bookings more than the group who didn't see the tools, and it was an uplift in revenue of almost 60,000. Now, this was the 50% of the audience. Imagine if the tools would be applied to the 100% of the audience, and also taking into consideration that the 2 groups are not equal. So the group who saw the tools were 45% of the traffic, and the control group 55. So if everybody would have seen the messages, there would be generated 173 bookings more than the hotel normally would have received in 1 month. And multiplying by the average booking value, this would be an total extra revenue of almost 190,000, just for one hotel, just for 1 month. The second hotel was a hotel of the same chain in Lisbon. Very similarly, we did the same thing, A/B test. In 1 month, we saw that the conversion uplift was 78%. The group which saw the tools made in the same month 41 more bookings, and the revenue increased by 31,000. So again, if we do the same calculation, 61,000 more revenue for 1 month for one hotel, just by showing conversion and personalization tools on their website. And the third example, here actually we were able, this is, I don't want to go too much into details, but sometimes an A/B test is not exactly 50-50, but here it's an exactly 50% of the traffic saw the tools, 50% didn't see it. Again, fantastic results, 64% uplift in conversion, 61 bookings more than the group that didn't see the tools, and an uplift in revenue of 25,000. And if multiplied, if applied to all the audiences who would come to the website, 40,000 more in revenue in 1 month. So I think these results speak for themselves. If you do something you never did before, expect to have results. You will be having results. The second case study I want to show you is actually about the technology I spoke to you about 5 minutes ago. Being able to understand whether a user has a low intention to book or a high intention to book. So we wanted to do a test with a chain in Greece. It's called Stella Hotels. But before I go there, maybe showing you another thing. So I remember when I was younger, and all those people wanted to have information about my preferences, also in the supermarket. They created those cards, the loyalty cards, and you got points, and they knew what you are buying, and we were all, oh my God, they will know my preferences, I'm not so sure. So there was a lot of uncertainty. Forget about this. It's not here anymore. It's exactly the contrary. People value personalized services. People don't have time to see content which has nothing to do with them. Here I wanted to show you 2 statements of researchers of very renowned companies. Accenture, for example. 91% of consumers are more likely to book with you if you show them personalized content. McKinsey & Company. If you invest in AI, which is the future, your ROI uplift will be 10 to 20%. So I just wanted to let it sink a little bit that things have changed over the past years. Okay, let's go back to this case study we did with Stella Hotels, a very small chain, maybe 3-4 hotels in Greece. So we took one of their hotels, the Stella Palace, And we launched 2 different campaigns, low intent and high intent. We do not touch the people of the middle intention because we do not know what they want or if they are likely to book. So on the bottom of your funnel, you have the low intent people. They're going to leave your website. And at the higher part of the funnel, you have the high intent people who are very likely to book. So we launched for 1 month this test. People who were low intent were seeing this message. Congratulations, you received today, you qualify today for a 5% discount. Not even a big discount, 5% discount. For the people with a high intention, we showed this campaign. Only for you, book today the suites or the villa maisonettes and get a special discount in the spa. What is interesting with people with a high intention is they don't necessarily need a discount. Those people value experiences. So forget about giving discounts to the room rate. Maybe you don't have to. Just give them a reason to book the suite, an experience, a discount in the spa, for example. So after 1 month, we saw an uplift in conversion of 11.6%. This is associated to the low intent campaign, okay? The increase in conversion for people who would not book. But what is important here to see, or what is interesting for here to see, is for the same time, we had an increase in conversion 11.6% for the hotel. But at the same time, the hotels, which are the competitors, so the destination concept, decreased by 44%. This makes it even more valuable. No? And then we saw an increase in average booking value of 37%. This is attributed to the high intent campaign where we wanted to push more expensive room types. So it worked out, while the increase in average booking value in the destination was only 13%. But then we wanted to dig more deeper. We wanted also here to create an A/B test. So seeing what would happen if we take the low intent users and split them into 2 groups. Both of them, they are not likely to book. They have a low intention. 50% of them will see these campaigns, 50% will not see it. So what we saw is that the group who was low intent and didn't see any message, they had a conversion of 2.6%. The 50% of the low intent, again, who saw the messages, had a conversion of 4.6%. So we see an increase of conversion in 76%. The group who saw the messages had an incremental revenue of 51K. So I think it's safe to say that this chain loves us. What could you use to create within 3 weeks, this was 3 weeks, an additional revenue of 50K or whatever other uplift, but a clear uplift using technology. And here we did another A/B test with a hotel in the Nordics. So the thief results after 1 month, 25% uplift in conversion. But here there is another element, and this is the reason why I put this hotel, this case study in this presentation. This hotel was used to offer to all the users who came to the website a discount. So we told them, why don't we change that? Just for a month, take the discount you are giving to the users and limit it only to the low intent users. So what we saw is that they had a saving in promotion of 26,000, while they received from the low intent users booking value of 30,000. So again, you could either create a strategy for the low intent users, so create a discount just for this small portion of the users, or you could optimize a strategy you already have. So you already offer a discount for the users on your website, just limit it and show it only to the low intent users who really need it. The last case study I wanted to show, actually I want to plant an idea in your mind. And this idea is to reserve a very powerful benefit just for booking on your direct channel. try to find a direct booking benefit that will be powerful, that will be having a high value for your users, and something which cannot be achieved, cannot be obtained by OTAs. So try to set your website apart from competitors, obviously, but also from your own hotel presence on the OTAs. So we did a case study with Voi Hotels. Voi Hotels is belonging to Alpitour in Italy, so it's an Italian brand, but they have a branch for hotels in Africa. So what we did with them is they were telling to the website, to the user, that only if you book directly via my website, you will receive for free a medical insurance during your stay in my hotel, which would cover all the medical expenses you are having if something happens during your stay. So this was the message we conducted on the website, and the results after 1 month was that there was an uplift of 60% in conversion. And again, what is important is that the proximity, so the competitive hotels in the area, decreased by 65% for the same period. And we took another hotel of the same chain and did the similar thing. So we saw an uplift after 1 month of 70% in conversion, while their competitors in their area increased the conversion by only 16%. Quite powerful. I hope I have given you some inspiration today to start working on enhancing your direct channel, because believe me, there is a lot of revenue you can get out of it on top of what you're already doing. Some key takeaways: invest in your direct channel is the cheapest and the most profitable way to make revenue. Focus on people, not just on rooms. What do people want? Personalize offers for them. Use benchmarking tool to identify your opportunities and do quick, data-driven decisions in real time. Embrace technology, embrace AI, and get creative. Try different strategies. Go away from a static website. Try more things. Again, the core idea is, if you start doing something you didn't do before, you will for sure see results. Thank you. Questions? A common reason for booking via OTAs, especially with first-time booking, is an added sense of security, customer service, buyer protection, etc. How could hotels counter this? Yeah, that's true. That's true. OTA bookings do not happen only because of price. It's just one factor. Many people book on OTAs because they are used to it, because they feel that it's more secure. Something very interesting, I don't know if you followed those researches, but I did because it's part of my business. During COVID, it was the first time when OTAs bookings went down while direct bookings went up. And there is a reason behind, because hotels did a lot better. They were more flexible, ensuring users that if you come to my hotel, everything will be fine. So we have to work on that. Especially first-time visitors is difficult, because if somebody comes to your hotel after they have booked on OTAs, then it's your work, your reception staff work, your guest relation who have to transfer this message. But again, let's take the example of Voi Hotels. What did they sell to the users? Come to my hotel and everything is taken care for you. Peace of mind. So you can make your website being more appealing. So a user comes to your website, makes searches, and he thinks like somebody's watching him. He's interested in family and he sees family content. He's interested in coming to have a business trip and he sees business travelers or business content. Or he came to your website, searched for a family vacation in Easter, and then he comes back 3 days later, and he sees a message about family vacation in Easter. Somebody's watching him, but he likes it. And this is how you can convert. So having a website who responds to the needs of a user, having a website which gives them a reason to book with you. Better price, if not better price, special perk, something important. Ultimately, like we saw the last example with the travel insurance, what is it that people make book via OTA? It is also the sense of security, that if they have to cancel, if something happens, somebody will take care of it. So take this away, take this power away from the OTAs and give this message to the users via your website. How can we personalize website content for anonymous visitors without requiring logins? What strategies can be employed to deliver tailored experience based on inferred user preferences and behavior? So I was speaking, okay, if somebody is not logged in, because if it's logged in and you have your CRM, you know everything about these users. So all the examples I was showing to you, we did not collect any personal data. Okay, maybe IP address could be perceived as a personal data, but when a user comes to your website, you already know from which URL he was coming. You already know how many times he has been on your website, 1, 3. If somebody comes to your website 5 times in the last 3 days, he's quite interested. So you could put a strategy and say, for example, if somebody comes to my website for the 3rd time in 3 days, I want to display that if you book today, there is XYZ perk. So you take advantage of knowing that there is interest and you make it work for your advantage. So when somebody comes on your website, you know from where he came, you know how many times he has been on your website. When he goes to your booking engine, you know everything. You know with whom he's traveling. You know for when he's traveling. You know the booking value. So you can even set a rule and say, if somebody tries to leave my website and previously he made a search for a big value, when he tries to leave, I'm telling him, hey, your search qualifies for a free transfer or qualifies for this perk. If somebody makes a search for a small amount and leaves your website, you don't display anything. So you have all the information when the user makes on the booking engine a search, and you can take advantage and personalize what they see. When it comes to AI, we do not need those things. So I don't know if we have time. I'm afraid we don't have, but let me go very back to the AI thing. So here. What are we tracking to understand if a user has a low intention or a high intention to book? Past behavior. Again, where did the user come from? How many times has he been on my website? Current behavior. What is he doing on my website? Is he checking expensive room types? Is he checking different dates? Is he checking my spa? Interaction. Okay, this is maybe interaction with other tools. If you have price widgets, if you have review widgets, other widgets on your website, and external data. So if you are a hotel in Zagreb and somebody makes a search, AI, what it does for you, it goes and searches the market information. What is the availability for the date the user searched? What is the average ADR? What is the ADR? Am I above or below? So all this data gets, let's say, via machine learning, gets evaluated, and then we know so much about this user, and we cannot even perceive it, because otherwise it wouldn't be machine learning, it would be human intelligence and not artificial intelligence. So there are a lot of things you can do with a traditional collecting of information, but also via AI. Let me go back now to the questions. Oh, I think you might need to help me with the questions. Okay. Does the hotel network own any of the hotels, or it's only a software company? No, we don't have hotels and we don't plan to have hotels. It's only technology we are providing to our network and to help them grow the direct channel. A common reason for booking via OTAs, especially with the first-time bookings, is an added sense of, I think I had this. The first one, how to recognize if a guest is low intent or high intent. I think I just accidentally replied to this. What is interesting to say, so as I said, we identify who is low intent, who is high intent. We do not touch the middle intention. AI has evolved a lot during the last years. We are using AI since 2015, so almost a decade, and it has evolved a lot. Now AI, you doesn't even have to tell him what to do. It understands alone. So we put the algorithm on the website, and you are coming to the website and the algorithm thinks you're a high-intent user, and then you leave the website and you don't book. It learns by itself. The next time somebody with a similar set of data like yours is coming to the website, it will give it a lower percentage of high-intention booking. So the longer these algorithms are on your website, the most accurate they will become. Okay. Which are tools that we can implement to our website? Okay. Many things. It depends. So if, again, tools will help you understand where you stand. So if you see, for example, that you have a low conversion on the website, what can you do on the website? The first goal when somebody comes to your website, before even thinking about getting the booking, is actually preventing users from leaving your website. So think about yourself. You look at a hotel website, you're interested. Before making the ultimate step and book this hotel, what are you going to do? You want to check reviews. So you will interrupt your browsing on the website, and you will go and open TripAdvisor, you will go and open booking.com, and then the risk is that people will book there. Or even worse, they will book a completely different hotel. So for example, what could you do is implement a review widget on your website. So giving already social proof, make it unnecessary that a user interrupts the browsing on your website and goes elsewhere to find information about your hotel. So review widget, for sure price widgets, or solutions to combat disparities. Disparities are nasty and they're really eating out a portion of your direct bookings. Personalization, as we saw before, this is really helping a user to feel, understand, and feeling that this hotel is the right hotel for me. AI, we saw low intent, high intent, but there are so many things you can do with AI. It's not just, this is just one example. You can even personalize your hotel strategy in a real time according to the demand you're having. So you could set two strategies saying, for days where my website has low demand, I want to give a promotion. But for days my website has a high demand, I want to concentrate on upsell and cross-sell. Everything is done automatically. You don't even have to think about it. And prices can also be adapted automatically according to your demand. So days with a low demand will give a discount on your pricing. Days with a high demand will increase your prices, obviously, according to a strategy you have set. So less effort and bigger revenue. I think that's it. I don't know if I missed any. Yeah? Okay. Again, thank you so much.
Dear Elena, thank you.